How many of you work with affirmations, but you're sometimes speaking the affirmations like I am safe, I am courageous, I have self-esteem, I have lots of money, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am rich, I am etc. And you sometimes think to yourself, I don't even know if these affirmations are even doing anything or if they're working. What I will say is when you state I am in front of something, you are saying that every fibre of my being is this. So all the cells of the body and the mind and everything is coming on board with the fact that you're saying I am in live time, in the now moment, not I will be wealthy, I will be safe. You're saying I am that I am now, right now, because the subconscious mind and the quantum reality that we're all a part of only works in the now moment. So the reason we have to say it as if it's already happening, even though sometimes you might not feel like an affirmation is true for you, if you keep repeating it enough, it will start to become true for you. You'll start running it out into your hologram as a program, okay? But some of us get a little bit stuck and we think, I'm saying I am safe. I'm saying I am confident, for example, but I don't really feel confident, okay? So how can you test to see if an affirmation has actually worked? Because we say it over and over again and we don't even know if it's worked. There are many tools that you can use to really test that you are in alignment with a new affirmation. There's certain techniques that you can use. If you haven't heard of it, one of those techniques is the Healing Insight Method. By Nikki Gresham Record. I'm actually a practitioner for that, and I help people to literally reprogram their subconscious mind with a certain technique. But if you're just doing it from, say, writing it down over and over again or repeating it every day, morning and night, sometimes you might not be sure if those affirmations are working. And the reason that you're saying them is because you want them to work. You want them to be true for you. So you have to feel like they're true for you already. But a great way to test is to use a muscle test. So if none of you have heard of a muscle test before, it's a way that we communicate with our subconscious mind so that it can test and do a check or a run through to see if that particular belief or affirmation is programmed within your subconscious mind. So how you do that is we have to teach the body how to muscle test. And a quick demo of how that works is as follows. So it's pretty simple. So just follow along with me. You come into a nice relaxed standing position. You keep your spine tall. You keep your booty in. Don't poke it out too much so that there's like this arch in the back. So you keep yourself as straight and as tall as you can with a slight softness in the knees, okay? And you just take a few deep breaths, come into a state of emptiness or 0 point as we call it, where we're like a vessel of pure potential, where we can just really tune into what the subconscious is doing. We've got a conscious mind, and we can consciously say, I am confident, for example, with our conscious mind, but really we need it to be programmed in the subconscious because that's where it plays out in our reality. That's where the change happens. When there's a habitual belief that is programmed in the subconscious mind, which is a lot bigger, it holds a lot more data than the conscious mind does, which is just the chatterbox mind that we hear all day. That is really where we need to test to see if it is programmed. Is it in the subconscious mind? Because if it's not, that affirmation isn't really going to work for us. So what you do is when you've come into that nice relaxed standing position, take your time, make sure you're relaxed, make sure you're hydrated as well, because the muscle test won't work as well if you're rigid, uptight, holding yourself tense, or if you're not hydrated, okay? So the key here is to be relaxed and keep your knees nice and soft, but the spine straight as possible. And you're going to ask the body to show you yes, okay? And as you ask that, you're likely to be pulled by the body, swayed one way or the other. So for example, if I say to my body, show me yes, can you see that I'm actually pulled forward? So my body, my subconscious mind knows that I'm trying to communicate with it to show me a signal for yes. The body is massively intelligent. The subconscious body mind knows when you're asking it to do something and it can communicate with you, okay? Then we have to ascertain what no is, okay? So I was pulled forward for yes. You might be pulled back for yes. You might be pulled to the side slightly for yes. Generally it's forward or back, but see what happens for you. So once you've ascertained your yes, That's your body, your subconscious body mind is telling you that yes is forward, okay? Because the subconscious doesn't speak in language like we do, but it can give you a sign through movement, right? So now we need to ascertain what is no, okay? So show me no, and I'm immediately pulled back. Some might get the pull stronger than others. Some of you might get that little bit of hesitation. If you haven't done a muscle test before, the body's getting used to showing you what a muscle test is. There may be a slight hesitation, that's fine. But what we want to do is we want to get we want yes and no to be different. So say, for example, you're also pulled forward for no and you were pulled forward for yes. See if that pull forward for no is still forward, but is it slightly different? Is it a more of a weaker pull forward and yes is stronger and no is weaker? Can you ascertain a slight difference there? Because we need to know what your yes and no is, okay? So, for example, then, let's test it for consistency. Let's see if the yes and no work if we state a truth. So a live truth as it is now. So for example, you can use your name. So if I was to say, my name is Jenny, the body scans, the subconscious scans all the data, the body scanning all the data in your subconscious and saying, yes, that's true for you. There is a truth there that says my name is Jenny. So if I was to make up another name and say, for example, my name is Stephanie, the subconscious says, no, that's not true for you. Your name's not Stephanie. So it gives you a no. So we know that we've ascertained our yes and our no, and it's consistent with what we know is true. So let's test to see if something like an affirmation is true then, because it will do exactly the same thing for you. So say for example, with me, let's just use a simple affirmation like, I am safe, right? So let's see if this is true for me, okay? So if I was to say, I am safe, now it's pulling me back and saying, no, that's not that affirmation is not programmed in your subconscious mind. There are times where I do feel a little bit unsafe in the world, you know, probably goes for a lot of us. So ideally, I want that to be a yes. So what I would do is I would work more on really trying to program, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. And actually, when you don't believe that you are safe, which looks like for me, I don't believe that I'm safe, so I need to work on that. I also don't think I worry that nobody else is safe. So that's not a very helpful belief system to have, is that I'm not safe, okay? So let's test another one, right, okay. So what about this one? I enjoy posting on YouTube. Okay, there we go. So it says, yes, that is true for you. You do enjoy posting on YouTube. That is a truth for you. It's because it gave me a yes, okay? So what we want to do is see if it's already programmed. If you're trying to work on a particular affirmation, say you're struggling with anxiety or something, and you're really trying to come into alignment with just feeling calm and peaceful, and you're trying to align with, I am calm and peaceful at all times. I am calm and peaceful at all times. Do that muscle test and see whether it's starting to work for you. You may be surprised. You may get a pull forward for yes, or it could be a pull back for yes for you. It depends on the person. So that's a really great way of testing to see, are these affirmations actually working for me? And if they're not, it could just be that there's a little bit of resistance around it. You know, the reason that I'm struggling to align with safety is because in the past, maybe a couple of things happened that made me feel unsafe. So, you know, like when I was little, me and my mum lived on our own, we got broken into and a burglar came into our house. So something back then told me I wasn't safe. So there's still a bit of resistance with now saying, actually, no, I am safe. We can disregard what's happened in the past. We're working in the now moment and we now want to align with this no matter what's happened in the past. But sometimes there can be resistance before the subconscious finally programs that affirmation. So I hope that helps you. Good luck on your affirmation journey. I hope the muscle test works for you. Let me know in the comments if it did, and I'll see you next time. Bye.